Yo, yo, yo. What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Living Big with Big Reg. Um, you see the title. You see why I'm here. The streak is over. Ends at 24 games, which is an NFL record for preseason wins, consecutive preseason wins, I should say. I don't think we are as bothered by this as some would think, mainly Washington fans. But I will say some of what I saw last night bothered me. There was ups, there was downs. I think the major concern we get coming out of last night is the injuries. Um, that field is terrible over there, and it showed its ugly head again last night with a number of guys being, you know, hurt, limping off the field. Hopefully all minor injuries and they'll all come back and be able to make some plays. But I want to highlight a few different spots, and the first one I want to touch on is the James Prochet drop, and I put quotes on that because he beat his man from the word go, was wide open, and I don't know what Josh Johnson was doing. Um, he clearly read the field from right to left because James Prochet seemed to be the last person he put his eyes on, and he let the ball go late and low, um, in a bad spot, basically. So he threw the ball short, and he threw it late, allowing the defender to get back into play and be able to bat the ball away and actually turn it into an interception. Now, a lot of people were putting this on James Prochet. They say, hey, you should have caught that. And I get it. As an NFL wide receiver, you get your hands on the ball, you're expected to catch it. But I can't sit by and rightfully let James Prochet take a majority of the blame for something that if Huntley or Lamar was in the game would have been a touchdown pass. Like they would have got that ball there as soon as he got open, and it would have been a touchdown. Um, James Prochet, great job on your route, and the little the move you gave the DB at the beginning of that route was absolutely amazing, and then you took off on him. So James Prochet did something that I don't. I often say he doesn't do. He showed some burst, and he got separation. So the one time the man gets clear separation that should result in a touchdown, he gets underthrown with a late ball, and all of a sudden the whole fan base jumps down his throat as if he did something wrong. Pause. Um, James, keep up the hard work. Best of luck to you. I hope you absolutely, positively go off in this last game, in the preseason game. Now, sticking with the wide receivers, we had Tylan Wallace with another back shoulder throw. Man, that dude loves those back shoulder throws. He knows how to set them up perfectly. Turns around, both hands on the ball. He's gonna catch it pretty much every time. Great play by Tylan Wallace, and him amongst others are fighting for that last wide receiver spot on the team. He's looking good. Tylan's looking probably the best he's looked since being drafted. So big ups to him. He's healthy. He's doing his thing. Um, Tylan, good luck. All of these guys, the ones that don't make the roster, the ones that do, I wish the best for all of them. You know, no no harm, no foul. You know what I mean? So all of these guys, I hope they go on and make plays somewhere, if not here. Now, continuing with the pass catching portion of things, Zay Flowers showed amazing ability in the open field. Caught the ball on his first catch, juked the guy, picked up an extra 7, 8 yards. Then on his second catch, he goes to the house for a touchdown. I mean, it is absolutely amazing how that happens. Um, the man's ability to see the open field and get to it, just no matter how many people may be in his way, is absolutely amazing. He's got moves. He's the antithesis of what Hollywood Brown was, right? Hollywood Brown would catch the ball, and his speed was a threat to run past you if he didn't have the ball, and then he was a threat, in the open field if there was no defenders around, right? As soon as he ran into somebody, he went down. Whereas Zay, he's more, I'm going to catch the ball, and I don't care if you're there or not, I'm going to make you miss. And I think that's huge, and it's something we've missed for a long time. It's something Rashad Bateman brought that we didn't get to see much of because he's been hurt. But it was a beautiful thing to see. Zay is going to be a problem in this league, and I look forward to seeing it. And we got my co-host, Mr. Ghost, is in the building. How you doing, brother? So, again with the pass catching portion. Now we've talked about Zay. I want to talk about these tight ends, right? We know Mark is making it. We know Isaiah is making it. Vocally is going to be the number 3 tight end. I think he's got 4 touchdowns on the preseason, 3 or 4 touchdowns already this preseason. And Charlie Kolar is not looking good. I could see him being a practice squad guy, and maybe next year. But right now, Big Fo 7, he needs to be on the squad over Kolar, hands down. At this point, I'd take Pat Ricard over Charlie Kolar, and I can't stand Pat Ricard. So, but he had a nice catch. He had a decent catch himself yesterday. But there's really no spot for him, so he may have to go anyway. But 47, Vokalek, he's doing his thing, and I want to see him continue to do that. Be square. I hear you on that, man. I ended up off today because of a miscommunication situation. So I got a booking for tomorrow. I'll be working tomorrow. So today ended up just a rest day, I guess. But so the tight ends, I think we have 3, but I don't think it's Charlie Kolar. I think he goes practice squad or somebody's gonna pluck him. Either way, don't care at this point because he's being outplayed. Running backs. Melvin Gordon can go. That other running back, Owen, he can go. We have our guys. J.K., Gus, Justice Hill, and Keaton Mitchell, who I believe injured his shoulder last night. Hopefully nothing serious. I think word came back that it wasn't a serious injury, but, prayers up anyway. So those are our guys. I don't care what you do. You got to keep 4 backs or trade one. It is what it is. But those are the guys. Keaton Mitchell is, he turns it on immediately. He hits the corner and just goes absolutely crazy. Boom, he's out of there. It's like not even, you can't even second guess it. He just goes, turn the corner and go. So it's absolutely amazing. Love seeing that kid play. He's got to make the 53. Has to. Quarterback, we already know, Lamar and Huntley. Josh Johnson showed a lot last night, though. You could see that out of him and Anthony Brown, you can see which one's the veteran who makes the smarter plays. Anthony Brown did a surprising amount of running. If you watched Anthony Brown last year, he didn't run the ball half as much as he did just this preseason. So I don't know if there's somebody talks to him and he, was kind of like, hey, use your athleticism a little more or what. But if maybe it's the system, I don't know. But last year, Anthony Brown would sit in the pocket, take the hit, and deliver the ball and run as his very last option. Now he seems to be looking to run almost immediately, which I don't think that's boding too well for him. I don't think it looks good for him. Maybe it's because he's struggling to pick up the system. I don't know, but he hasn't been looking great. Offensive line, they continue to play Ben Cleveland on the right side. So I stand by what I said. He just can't play his left, but he's doing very good on the right side. We still have the same offensive troubles on the left side of our line. Um, we've had some we had some mishaps other places on the line. But overall, I thought they did decent. Um, Early on, they did a pretty good job of stealing and blocking for Justice Hill, as well as for Keaton Mitchell. I think when you've seen Melvin Gordon and the slower backs pretty much come in, they struggled a little more. You got to hold your blocks just a little bit longer. But overall, they gave up some pressure, a lot of pressure on Anthony Brown, but that was the third, fourth stringers. So like John Simpson and those guys, and that's gonna happen. No matter how you cut it, it's gonna happen. But all in all, our offense did pretty decent. Decent game. Put up 28 points. I can't be mad at it. For it to be majority backups. We had no starters play probably except Zay. So really good job by the offense. Um, Defense. Early on, we got a sack from Travis Jones. We had pressure on the Washington Commanders starting offensive line, which is I'm gonna first and foremost let's applaud this defense for these backups coming into this game and playing a whole half against the starters for Washington. And if you looked at it, you looked at that game and said Baltimore is not going to lose this game because their backups are outplaying Washington's starters. So we did a darn good job when it came to that, and I can't. There's nothing I can really argue with about that, other than Brandon Stevens got cooked as he normally does. Caillou Blue Kelly, my guy. Y'all heard me on stream, videos, talk all the time about how good he is. He had a rough outing at first. Was it late in the second quarter? He was getting, you know, he was getting that okie doke, but I feel like he recovered well. Coming back into that third quarter, early fourth, before he got hurt, he once again was playing some good coverage, good tight man coverage. He made a clutch tackle after the Commander scored and went for two. He came up, met the running back right at the 2 yard line and crushed him. A great play by KBK there. So I think he made up for a lot. And when he got hurt, it's when you see Baltimore secondary lose the games because you had more Mayfield. That dude Mayfield gotta go. So when Caillou Bukele went down, and when Ardarius Washington, who I've been saying is playing phenomenal, when they both went down, our secondary was just they didn't know what to do. And something we forgot is that they've moved Daryl Worley to the safety position rather than staying at corner. So you had him playing safety. So when you lose KBK and you lose Ardarius Washington, now you're in trouble because you're already down a number of corners. And it showed. It showed at the end of the game because you had 39 Mayfield making a lot of bad plays, getting penalties, different things like that that ended up eventually costing Baltimore the game. But it's a learning curve for everybody. He's not going to be a guy that makes the team anyway. I mean, he's really out there just trying to showcase something to try to make another team or a practice squad or something. He's not really one of the guys that's gonna end up there when you at the end of the day when all things are all said and done. What up, Clock? Boy, Clock in the building. B, yeah, I said that I said that he had a rough, end of the second quarter. That last I think 2 minutes of the half. It was real bad for him. I said that. I already said that. But you know what? Like I said, he recovered in the third. The clutch tackle to stop the 2 point conversion, and before he got hurt, he was doing good. So, but everybody has those moments where it looks bad. I think he is. Listen, if he's not hurt, if it's not a serious injury, I can see him coming back and still being the better of what we have on the roster. Again, he's a rookie. He's gonna have to get acclimated. He's a fifth round pick on top of that. But I still stand by he's one of the top 10 rookie corners in the league. Um, and by the end of the season, if things go the way I think it's gonna go, he's gonna be a top 5 rookie corner in the league. Yeah, I said it. Anyway, I got a lot of faith in Caillou Blountely because he's got that dog in him. He's got that aggression that we like to see for our Baltimore players. And I think that's one of the reasons I like him so much. Those reasons, just like I told Hendo before, he's not afraid to go put his nose in there and make a tap on a running back. He proved it. He proved exactly what I said to Hendo. So seeing him go out there and do that, seeing him play press coverage and be aggressive it's gonna come over time. He's gonna get better and better and better and better. I'm not in no way, shape, or form am I saying he's, a top 5 corner in the NFL, or am I saying I'm saying he's going to be by default, he's probably gonna end up a starter at some point for us. But he's going to be in his career, I think, a starting defensive back who puts up some seriously good numbers as far as passing defense. And he's not really the guy that's going to go pick the ball off, but he's going to knock the ball down. He's going to make you struggle to get open. He's that guy. He's what they claim Rock Yassin is, but he's really that. So I got faith in Caillou. I'm not gonna write him off for, a bad quarter, not even a bad 2 minutes. I'm not gonna write him off for that. We'll see where it goes. We'll see what happens. I still like him though. He's still my guy. Speaking of young rookies on defense, Quentin Simpson had a rough night. Overall rough night. He made one tackle on the backfield, but aside from that, he had the running back give him that. Running back put him on the slip and slide. Man grabbed his face mask and still couldn't make the tackle. And then the running back backed his way into the end zone. It was absolutely that's an embarrassing. That's an embarrassing situation to put on tape. That's what I'm saying. He'll be better though, because in my eyes, I've seen him blitzing a lot. I've seen him at the line a lot. I feel like he's more of a coverage guy. I said this to Coach when he was coming out, that he would be a nickel or a slot, and I think they need to use him that way. The trouble we're having now is that he's been hurt, so they're still trying to see how he fits in the system. I think he's a nickel guy. He's a nickel guy, slot. You get him out there, let him cover some guys, and that's where I think he's best at. Now, can he provide some pass rush because of that speed? Yes, but I want to see him cover more, and then come on the blitz occasionally to throw people off. But I think that's what he's best at. Aside from them, the defensive line, mostly backups, they were okay. They didn't do terrible. They did a good job stuffing the run. Um, we provided some occasional pressure, but it was mostly off blitzes. So that's one of the things we're going to struggle with when the season comes. We need to get pressure on the opposing quarterback, and it seems we can't do it before, and that's a problem. Okay, it's why I need to see Oway play in the preseason. These guys are holding him back like he's going to burst on the scene when week one comes, and that's not what's going to happen. He's going to come out and be the same way that eats grass. Then we're in big trouble. I need to see him in the preseason whooping and beating on second, third, and fourth stringers to prove that he's worthy of starting. I need Oway to show me something, and they're not giving him a chance to. I don't know what it is, but they're not giving him a chance to go out there and be great. They're not giving him a chance to go show off that he can be that guy. So it's difficult to say where he's going to be come week one. Um, Overall, defense as a whole, again, for that first half, I'd give them another round of applause. They did a darn good job for backups playing against a starting offense. Now, I know you say, well, Brandon Stevens is going to be starting, again, by default, but we all know Brandon Stevens is boo-boo juice, hot garbage. Brandon Stevens plays like a portlet in the summertime when it's 98 degrees outside and it's full of poo. That's Brandon Stevens. Okay? The man, and it's partially not his fault. He was a running back, converted corner, then we turned him to a safety, then back to a corner, then to a safety, and back to a corner again. So he has yet to learn the nuances of any position he's been at. And that's not his fault. That's on coaching. It is what it is. All in all, I think when it comes time for the regular season, we're going to have to be a team that scores a lot of points, and then our defense does just enough to hold on to the game. And that's a far cry from where we've been in the past with Baltimore, where it's been our defense shut guys down and our offense scored just enough points to win. So it's nice to see the ball flipped to the other side. I'd like to get some security for that offensive line, for that left guard position. But let's hope that Salah continues to grow and get better. And let's hope that our offense gels better. And we come into this and just go crazy. I mean, that's all we can really hope for. I don't see them being, um, what people hype them up to be right away. But I think we could build to that. Come 6 weeks into the regular season, I think you can, depending on the health of the defense and how Jadeveon Clowney turns out and things like that, I think you look at this team and you go, they gonna end up in the bowl if that's if everything works out that way. Marlowe being gone the first, 3-4 weeks of the season, it's gonna be a big hit. But on the same hand, as I said before, I think we can win those games if McDonald doesn't coach how he did at the end of the game last night. I feel like at the end of the game last night, he might have thrown some plays from when Wink was there. It was just kind of putting the corners out there to see what they can do. I think he got some answers. I think we see who can cover and who can't. What was that dude? 18, Tay. I forgot his last name. The cornerback. I forgot his last name, but 18 did pretty well. He had a couple pass breakups. Again, my stars on that back end, man. Ardarius Washington. He's all over the place. That dude plays phenomenal. I hope his injury isn't anything serious. I think the wind might have just been knocked out on him. He landed on the receivers or the tight end's knees, pretty hard. after that second attempt. So hopefully he just had the wind knocked out of him. It's nothing too serious, and he'll be back. But that kid, I remember when he came out when we signed him undrafted. Him at TCU with the other kid that got drafted, I think in the first round. I said it. I was like, he had more interceptions than the other kid did. So Ardarius Washington is going to be a problem in this league. We just got to put him to use. I think he can be a very good defensive back in this league. It's just a matter of his size. I get it. He's small, but he showed last night he's gonna fight no matter what size the receiver or tight end is. He's gonna fight. So I like that dog in him. I want to see more Ardarius Washington, and I think this might be the year to do it. Even if you make him a slot guy, or just bring him in as a nickel, he's gonna be good. Hendo, what up? Hope all is well with your brother. For those that don't know, Hendo, the Rogue Pilot, great show to watch. Y'all go tune in, subscribe, show that man some love. Same for my co-host Ghost. Y'all already know the deal. Tune in, show them some love. Overall, I think it was a pretty good showing. Like I said, I'm proud of the team for the most part. Hopefully, James Prochet gets another chance and he gets a ball delivered to him at the right time in the proper place. Because I don't know what happened with Josh Johnson. It's like he froze up. I don't know. It was weird, but I wish him the best. I didn't see Sean Ryan last night. I did miss a part of the game, so I'm gonna watch it back again. But I didn't see Sean Ryan last night. He's the one I was interested in seeing. So hopefully we see more of him when he comes back, and we'll see what goes on with him. Now, the wide receiver room I think is set, with the exception of that number 6 spot. But it's still fun to watch anyway. Tylan Wallace is showing that he may be the guy. So let's just hope that all these guys can stay healthy. And Lamar is going to be Lamar. I think it's going to be a lot on his shoulders this year as he tries to prove that his health isn't an issue and that he was worth the money. Hopefully the line holds up to protect him, but his arm, watching these other guys throw the ball, you could just see the difference you have with a Lamar Jackson. And not only his arm strength, but his accuracy. And even running the ball. I mean, there was a couple times where dudes ran the ball where I would be like, Lamar would have had another 15 yards. So I can't wait to see him in action. I thought they should have played last night. I felt like last night should have been the dress rehearsal. The next week you play him for a drive or two, and then you rest him the rest of the time, and then week 1 here we come. But apparently you're probably not going to play at all this preseason because John Harbaugh doesn't know how to make his mind up on which special teams guys to keep, because that's all he really decides. He bases everybody off their special teams ability. So that's why we end up with this crazy roster where when somebody goes down, we got to go sign 5 guys and keep 1. So, but overall, I enjoyed the game. It was a great game. It was actually a meaningful preseason game, which is hard to find. Even though I find them all to be meaningful because I like watching the young talent, and it shows a lot to who's growing and who's not. This one had a little more behind it, and especially for Washington because this was their Super Bowl. So congratulations to them. You've won the championship, the only championship you'll ever win, which is pathetic, but still, congratulations. Hopefully Scary Terry's okay as well because he got hurt with that disgusting field they got over there. They need to do something about that because it's terrible. But all in all, Good game. This is just my thoughts. Just had to say a little something about the game and how it went. Um, can't wait till next week because it's the last preseason game, and that means we're starting the regular season. I want to see what the 53 looks like. Just know from the end of the third preseason game to the start of the first game, the roster is going to change a lot because they're going to have to get guys. They got to accept Marlowe and different guys like that onto the 53, and then put them on IR or pup list or whatever they're going to put them on, and then bring other guys in, and then they got to fix the practice squad. So there's going to be a lot of fluctuation in the roster up until probably that week one game, maybe even after the week one game. So don't really look for one thing to get settled in right after that third preseason game and to say, hey, this is what we got going forward. It's going to fluctuate a lot. We'll see how much it fluctuates and if it makes a big difference. I don't think it will. There's a couple guys I think that wasn't on the squad that we believe are going to make it, hands down. Surprising name and Vocalic, 47. I think shocked everybody, and I think he's got the third tight end spot tied up. So there's a couple other names out there that we didn't expect that's gonna make the roster, and I'm ready for it, man. I want to see it. Ham has been, no pun intended, Ham been out there going ham. He's been going crazy. The boys all over the field. I love it. Dudes all over the field. He might make the 53. All right. So let's see where it goes. Thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Stop by the store, get some merch. Etsy.com/LivinBigwithBigRegg. If you want to donate to the channel, Cash App is down below. $ LivinBigwithBigRegg. You can check me on Twitter or X or 10 or whatever they call it now. LivinBigwithBigRegg. Same thing on TikTok. That's it, y'all. Thank you for coming through. I love y'all. Stay blessed. Peace.